Dynasty Warriors 2 is the second game in the franchise, but the first in the series to be completely redesigned from a Soul Calibur style fighter to a hack and slash battlefield fighter. The game took a complete 180 from Dynasty Warriors 1 and began the infamous slash iconic series we know and love slash hate today. It's been 24 years since Dynasty Warriors 2 was released on the PlayStation 2 as one of the first games for the system, and was actually praised by critics, which is a rare thing no matter how good the game is for the franchise. But is it still any good? How well does it hold up after over 2 decades? Let's jump into the battlefield and find out. You have the basic story mode here, yet there is no real story this time around. In fact, you barely get any pre-rendered cutscenes. Thankfully, English dubbing is here, but not in the game. It's just subtitles with silence. But still, for the most part, the Musou Mode features all the iconic basic battles you have in later games, from the Yellow Turban Rebellion to Yingling and Wuzheng Plains, with only 8 battlefields and 3 factions of Wei, Wu, and Shu. Sadly, without a gallery to replay scenes, I couldn't gather everything for this review, especially because of the PS2 emulation causing glitches with the videos in-game, no matter the settings I chose. I'm going! In free mode, you can play any battles you've unlocked and any officers too, but you cannot play the other side at first as you must unlock it, so the free mode is a bit restrictive until later on. This is where you can play the other officers like Zhang Zhao, Lu Bu, Dong Zhuo, and Yuan Shao. In Musou Mode, you can only play as one of the 3 major faction officers like Sima Yi, Liu Bei, and Sun Jian. Sadly not voiced by Steve Blum yet.
Why?
The only reason to play free mode is to play any officer in any battle once unlocked, or to grind to make Musou Mode easier in certain battles.
Okay.
Even though the game is the first of its style, there's a large roster of officers to play as, most of which you have to unlock by beating their respective kingdom's Musou Mode, or by getting a certain amount of KOs at Hulao Gate for Lu Bu. You have 3 officers for each of the 3 kingdoms at start: Xiaoyun, Shanfei, Guanyu, Dianwei, Xiaohudun, Shuzhou, Xiaoyu, Susanxian, and Lu Xun, who is my favorite. I mean, dual swords, hell to the yes. He was my first choice when I first played this game too. You can also unlock additional characters, that being Huang Zhang, Jiang Wei, Liu Bei, Man Chao, Zhu Guiliang, Tao Tao, Zheng Liao, Sima Yi, Xiao Yuan, Gao Ning, Lu Men, Sun Jian, Sun Xuan, Jiao Xi, Dao Chan, Dong Zhuo, Lu Bu, Yuan Shao, and Zheng Zhao, giving you a total of 28 to play as at the end of the day. Out of the 28, 14 are new to the series.
Goodbye.
If you hated the combat of Dynasty Warriors 6, let alone 9, then you'll be happy to know that 2 plays like 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. While lacking in combos and fancy moves of later games, the combat is serviceable, especially because, just like in the 3rd game, basic troops can kick your butt, especially those pesky archers. One extremely annoying thing about the 2nd game that later entries would balance out is how officers, when knocked down, will spam healing items endlessly, or even use a defense or attack boost, easily one-upping you. This always annoyed me, and there's no real way around it other than hoping you can kill them in only a few hits, or hit them a few times and stop attacking so you don't perform a knockdown attack. Also, they can block your Musou attack, but you can barely block theirs. But also, they can counter your Musou attack, but you can't counter theirs. While I still prefer Dynasty Warrior 4 and 7 for their soundtracks of traditional and grand scale, Dynasty Warriors 2 offers a basic yet enjoyable mix of techno and rock. Due to the game lacking of battles compared to later games, this means there's only a few tracks, being 21 total with the opening, battles, win, lose, results, epilogue, and credits. Highlights are easily Jump Into the Battlefield, The Boundless Ground, Power and Glory, Sacred Ground, Surprise Attack, and Can't Quit This, the credit song. But also, because of the small soundtrack, that brings me to the list of complaints I have for this game. The game doesn't have multiple weapons, no items, no mounts, no orbs, no elemental attacks, no bodyguard customization, no bodyguard orders, no custom officer, no multiplayer, no versus, no challenge mode, no gallery, you name it. So it's extremely basic, but that doesn't hold it back from being fun. But these are major things you will notice right away that are missing if you've played the later games, especially after you've not played this game for years. So go in expecting a very conservative, simplistic experience, one which I still enjoyed. Overall, Dynasty Warriors 2 is basic as fuck, yet it's also fun and challenging. So while you won't have much to do once you complete the 3 Kingdom Musou modes, besides to try and get the KOs needed to unlock Lubu at Hulao Gate, that doesn't hurt the overall experience. Sometimes being basic and simple can be a good thing, especially in today's era of fast-paced predatory live services with awful mobile UI. Showing the future of gaming is bleaker than ever. Sometimes going back and enjoying the earlier games for a more conservative experience can give you more joy than modern games. That's why I do recommend Dynasty Warriors 2 and give it an average score. Go and check it out to see how it all started, and how much more appreciation you'll have for the later games in the series, flaws and all. Till then, see y'all next time.
Goodbye.